You don't fit into this world. And for good reason, really, because this world, this system is designed to make you an obedient slave of your own making, to suppress your spirit, to make you trust authority, to do what you're told, to raise your hand when you want to ask something, right? Yeah, and it's really in this way that we find a lot of meaning behind Krishnamurti's words when he said that it's no measure of health to be well adjusted to a sick society. And this is indeed a sick society, and so all that guilt and shame and just built up of tension that we carry because we don't fit into this rigid system. We don't fit within the bounds and constraints that we have been tied to, and so it is easy to feel that the issue is within us, because as small children growing up, when you did something that didn't please your parents or that didn't make you receive the love of your parents, it made you feel like you were wrong, that you had to fit in. So it is encoded in our very system to try to fit in. But again, this is not a place you want to fit in. And people make up all sorts of stories about being born in this world and originally being from another star system, and they conjure up these various ideas and identifications to sort of make a comfortable shield around themselves so that at least they have a narrative container to explain why they don't fit in or why they don't feel comfortable living in this world, right? But I don't think we are in a time where we need comfort blankets. We don't need narratives to try to suit this hypnosis that we live in. We need to acknowledge the truth, and you know the truth already. It is glaringly obvious. This is a sick world. It is a sick society run by very sick people, run by parasitic beings, in fact, from higher dimensional planes. And higher dimensional doesn't inherently mean better or greater or somehow more holy. Because just as there is evil and sickness and parasitic tendencies in this world, there are also these very same tendencies being played out in higher dimensional realms too. And if you have traveled these other realms, taken psychedelics, whatever you will, you have probably encountered these very beings at some point in your life. And so it is no mystery to any of us, I'm sure, that this system is one that needs to be broken, because we cannot change the rules of this game. I used to believe in my younger days that somehow I could save the world, right? to make an impact. And more I return to this recognition that I'm really only here to save myself. And you may then question, well, why am I making this video? Why am I making any content at all? Because surely this is coming from a place of wanting to share to other people, to you. And I have no intent to save you. I don't think I'm in a position to be able to save anybody from their own selves, or at least their limited sense of selves. I'm only here to offer up my own insights and guidances, if you are so open and willing to receive. And what you do with that information, if anything at all, is entirely up to you. But I feel it is my calling and my aspiration to speak out and to share, and to allow it to land wherever it will, if at all. And if not, that is perfectly fine too. I have so many people commenting, wanting to optimize my search engine optimization results and make me cater to the algorithm. And yeah, that is all fine and well, but I'm just here to share. And I believe that it will be received by the people who are meant to receive it. But to get back on track, the way that I have found to make peace with this insanity asylum is to really no longer outsource your power, is to bring it all back and to gather your own inner resources. And by that I mean to invest some time and contemplation into what you really are. Because the only thing of true value that I have found personally is the truth of our being, is a recognition that we are not of this world. Sure, we inhabit it temporarily, but it is not our true origins. And since it is not our true origin, it is not your nature now. It is, you don't find any lasting peace or happiness or truth by looking in this world. And most of us, I'm sure, are so occupied looking online for the next thing, to check our devices, for the next fix, to seek some sort of fulfillment. But we never find that fulfillment in this world. In fact, there is no fulfillment to be found in this way. The only way to realize your already fulfilled true beingness, if you will, is to know what you are not, to recognize that you are not any of what this world offers you. You are not the narratives, the identities, these baggages that you have been carrying throughout your life. You are none of it. And once you start recognizing what you are not, suddenly a spaciousness opens up inside, because once you no longer know for certain what you are by discerning what you are not, there is an openness to suddenly be able to contemplate if you are perhaps something other than what is knowable. And that is not to say that what you are isn't known, because it is the knowing of knowing itself. The very fact that you are, the very fact that you exist, that you are aware, that you have knowing, that knowing is present, is a testament to the fact that you are. And so investigating that, just being curious and open to notice, to receive, to pay attention to that aliveness, that innate quality of pure existence. And I use existence quite wrongly here, because the word existence means to stand apart. But what you are exists as that which doesn't stand apart. If anything, it stands apart from the contrasting world here, and simultaneously seen from a greater perspective. This world is simply an appearance in you. This world is akin to a movie on a screen, and you are the screen itself. And so the screen is uninterested or unaffected by the contents of the movie, right? And so once you recognize that you are this screen awareness, and you are not invested in the contents any longer, the world here that we seemingly occupy loses its grasp on you, because your identity is no longer mingled and mixed with the contents of this world, right? And I'm in a predicament, I suppose, because I'm not sure if my elaborate conveyings here are in fact able to deliver that understanding to you. Nobody is able to save you. Nobody is able to deliver anything to you except their own insight, their own experience. And I believe that direct experience is the only true measure of whether something is real, true, or not. Because if we can't verify something experientially for ourselves, if it's only theoretical, intellectual, it has no intrinsic value. It has no value because in order for understanding to yield a result, a measurable change for you, is if it inspires something in your experience. Inspire means to breathe into. So if an understanding breathes life and vitality into your experience, perhaps it is worth noticing. Because we have this inner guiding compass. We have this compass saying that if something feels more peaceful, more tranquil, more happiness, more happy and alive and truthful in your system, it most likely is. Sure, we can be duped and all sorts be manipulated to think that something that we've discovered is the absolute when it absolutely is not. And that is part of the journey, really, to stumble, to fall, to rise back up again, to realize our missteps, our mistakes, and to correct the course. That is the meaning of repentance. It is to correct the course, to make up for the mistakes that were made. And so this is the true path, to be truthful, to be earnest, to recognize that whenever you assert that you know something to be true, that there most likely is a layer of unknowing behind it, that there is more questioning to be done, and that the more you realize you know, the more in fact you begin to acknowledge that you don't know. These are my final words. Take care. Bye.